right. You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the 7 and a Hook Podcast, the world's premier sports betting podcast. Your source for the best information and insight when it comes to sports wagering. We cover it all because you bet on it all. So let's head up to the studio and get this show rolling.
Hey, Brooksie here, the Irish Insider for the 7 and a Hook Podcast. Hey, hope everybody had a great day. Matter of fact, I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I did. Why? Well, we took a little 7 and a Hook road trip. That's right, a little field trip this weekend. A couple members of the crew, myself, Jimmy D for Double Down, and Cara, the Queen of Diamonds. We took, again, a little field trip, a little fun trip. Didn't do any work, didn't do any podcasts, didn't do any recording, but man, we had a blast. Took a ride to where? Saratoga Springs, New York. That's right, we went to the famous Saratoga race park, and what do we do? Bet on some ponies. Man, oh man, what a great time. That is just an unbelievable facility. Listen, if you've never made a trip to Saratoga to bet on some ponies, I highly, highly recommend it. That place is unbelievable. Can't really describe it. You have to go check it out for yourself. It's not just betting on the ponies. It is an absolute event. That facility is second to none. There is so much to do there. Yeah, you're there to bet on the horses, bet on the ponies, but man, you can spend a day just walking around the place. It's almost like a state fair. That's kind of how I would describe it. So much to do, so much to see, but man, what a great time. Not only did we do that, we spent a little bit of time at the Saratoga Casino. Man, again, great facility, a lot of slot machines. They don't have any table games, but man, you can do just about anything there minus that. And they do have, the electronic roulette and craps, and so and blackjack machines if you like playing that. But again, no dealers, but it didn't matter. We had a great time, had some great food there, and we took we went downtown Saratoga. Man, what a great place that is down there on Broadway. So many great restaurants and cigar bars and just great atmosphere. Music playing. The next night, we also took a ride to Schenectady, New York, which is probably, maybe 30 minutes from Saratoga. And we went to Rivers Casino down there. Newer casino, built in 2017. But man, did we have a great time there. Had a great meal. I think we went to Duke's Chop House, had some great food there. They do have table games, so if you want to play roulette or craps or poker, nice poker room also, head on down to Rivers Casino. Tell them the folks at 7 and a Hook told you to stop by. But man, what a great weekend. Absolutely perfect weather, about 80 degrees each day. And yeah, as far as slot machines, if you're a slot player, I believe Saratoga Casino has about 1,200 different slots, and Rivers Casino about 1,150. So again, highly recommend both places. We had a great time in both spots. Okay, but enough about that. What are we going to talk about today? Well, it's hard to believe, but we're a few weeks away from the kickoff of the NFL season. That's right, regular season. Now they did start the preseason this week, but again, it's preseason, so it's really seeing who's out there. Trying to get it down to the 53-man roster. Yeah, you can bet on the preseason games. I tend to stay away from that unless I really, really know something. Again, it's hard to bet on the preseason games. Although, I guess one tip would be bet the Ravens to win. I forget what it is. It's either 23 or 22 straight preseason games that Harbaugh has won. But again, that's not a lot of handicapping can go into that. Again, unless you've got some insider information that maybe the starters are going to play 3 quarters and the defense they're not going to play anybody. But anyways, let's talk about the NFL regular season. So tonight, really what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to focus on the AFC. All right, and when I say the AFC, we're going to talk about total wins. We're going to look at the win totals of each team in the AFC. And later in the week, I'm going to break down the NFC. So, all right, let's go back about a year, because the show had launched literally last August. So we're 1 year into this this show in this network. So again, first off, I want to thank everybody that's been tuning in, emailing us, following us on all our social media. And again, don't forget to give us a follow, and it's 7indahook.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Go to our YouTube page, search out 7 in a Hook. A lot of great stuff has happened over the past year, and it's time flies as you're having fun, as we like to say. But really, most importantly, again, I want to thank all the followers, all the listeners, all the viewers that kind of make this happen. And I'm saying thank you on behalf of everybody here at 7 in a Hook. Jimmy D for Double Down, he says thank you. Kara, the Queen of Diamonds, says thank you. Dougie Betts, he says a big thank you. And then Easy Money, Eric LaFleche, he gives everybody the hey-ho. But anyways, so we're approaching NFL season again. A lot of great things coming. As I mentioned, we've got all those hosts, so we're going to be doing some co-hosting shows. We're going to have some of those guys and girls doing their own shows. We're going to have quick hitters. Again, we're just going to bombard you with content because why? We're here to take the bookie down. That's right. And why else? Well, we cover it all because you bet on it all. Okay, so anyways, so let's go back to what has transpired over the last year. Okay, those that watch the show, okay, know that my record is documented. I can't make it up. It's on the show. You can go back and look at it. So since we launched 7 in a Hook, okay, my overall record documented on air is 430, 297, and 3 against the spread. ATS. Okay, I'm going to say that again. 430, 297, and 3 against the spread. That's a 59% winning percentage, right? Why is that important? Well, that means you're making money. If all you did was tune into the show, play everything that I have recommended, you've won money. You've won 59% of the time. Listen, I don't claim to be a 100. Nobody gets 100% of the games right. If they tell you that, they're lying to you. Change the channel, shut them off. Okay? But when you come to 7 in a Hook, we tell it like it is. Listen, 59% winning percentage over a 1 year period. So over 1 week, 1 month, that's 1 year. That's all about consistency. That's all about doing homework. And guess what? The picks, they're free. That's right. All you got to do is take the picks and go cash some ticks. Listen, the whole gist of this show is take down the bookie, right? Take down the bookie, whether it's your bookie down the street or it's your mobile app, or if you go down to the casino. You know what? That's what we do here. We want to take their money because believe me, they don't have a problem taking yours. So okay. So anyways, let's get to the AFC win totals. All right. Now last year, let's go back again. Document. You can go find it. I broke down every win total for the NFL season last year. All 32 teams. How did I do? Pretty good. I went 20, 10, and 2. So I got 20 right, 10 wrong, and I pushed on 2. Again, not perfect, but what's it about? It's about making money. If you go 20, 10, and 2, and you pick every win total, guess what? At the end of the year, you're going to make money. Now, again, you got to look at the juice, because some of these things are juice to the over, juice to the under. So, again, you're not going to probably play every single game, but what we do here is we try to give advice on just about every single game, because we know our listeners, they don't always bet on the same teams. Okay? We got listeners from New England. We got listeners from Washington. We got listeners in Canada. We got listeners in Florida. Everybody's going to get their own team. Okay? So, now, again, I'm going to go back to my overall record. That's not just NFL. We do college football. We do MMA. We do soccer. We do basketball. You know what I mean? So we cover it all because you bet on it all. But primarily, most of our bets last season were NFL and college football. That's just how it is. It's a pretty long season, and we tend to devote a lot of our time to that. So we're really excited that not only NFL is coming, but college football. All right, so let's get to... No, actually, wait a minute. I had a question. I actually had one of our listeners that was kind of communicating with me on Twitter, and he said, last year when you did the win totals. What is your trick? What did you do? And to be honest, there is no trick. Okay, it's literally doing your homework. And what I mean by that is, when the schedule came out earlier this year, the NFL schedule, I then started right there. And what I did was, I broke down every team, and I figured how many wins, how many losses. Now, I did that without looking at the Vegas win totals. That's right. So I don't care what they say or what they think a team is going to win or how many. No, I want to do my homework, okay? And guess what? That's how sometimes you find gems. Because if you wait until the Vegas line comes out, sometimes that can lean you or move you to think a certain way, right? I mean, we all kind of do it, right? Oh man, if a team's a favorite, in the back of your mind says, well, they must be a favorite, right? Or if they say, oh, a team's going to win 10 wins, well, they must know. Not necessarily, okay? So that's really part of my trick is I do my numbers without looking at the Vegas numbers. And when I'm done, then I can compare and say, okay, looks good. Maybe that doesn't look good. Or Vegas is leaning this way. Why did I go here? Okay. Again, Vegas tends to put lines out to get your money, not so you can make money. Remember that. They put lines out so they can make money, not so you can make money. So again, they're not always right. But whatever numbers they put out there, it's to get you to bet a certain way. So you got to get that mindset out. You got to bet your way. Okay, anyways, let's get to the AFC win totals. We're going to start with the AFC East, okay? So we're going to start with the Buffalo Bills. All right, the Buffalo Bills, their win total is set at 11.5, 11 and a hook. All right, the under 11.5 is plus 120. If you like the over, it's juiced to minus 140. Okay, what do I think? Well, last year, the Buffalo Bills won 11 games. And we all know what happened in the playoffs against Kansas City. Just really exciting stuff where the Bills were going to win. Kansas City's going to, whoever had the ball last won, right? Well, yeah, the Bills won 11. Now, man, this is regular season games. They won 11 regular season games. I think they should have won more, okay? And believe me, in my opinion, they're going to be on a seek and destroy mission this season just because of the way last year ended. So I am going over 11 and a hook wins here, and I'm going to lay the 140. Again, those that tune into the show know I don't like laying juice, but remember, I'm going to break down every AFC and NFC. So some of the stuff I got to lay juice. I'm going to be honest with you. These are the plays that I like. All right, next, the Patriots, New England Patriots. 8.5, 8 and a hook is their win total. If you like the under, it's juiced to minus 125. If you like the over, it's plus 100. Okay. So this is going to be second year for quarterback Mac Jones, all right? First year, technically, for Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. They're going to kind of be the two-headed monster doing the offensive calling or the offensive coordinator, whatever they're going to be doing. Now, remember, those two guys are known for their defensive coaching and special teams. So I'm a little confused as to how they became the offensive play callers. But then again, I'm not Bill Belichick. And I also think they have some holes on defense in the secondary and maybe the linebackers. So, you know, even though I'm a Boston guy and, you know, technically I'm a fan of the New England Patriots, I listen, I'm sorry, New England, but I'm going with the under. Yeah, I think this is an underplay. 8.5. I still think the Patriots are a couple years away, couple players away from really being a contender, again, to get back on top of that AFC East. So I'm going to play the under in this play. I'm going to take 8.5, and I'm going to go under for the Patriots. All right, next up, I got the Dolphins. 9 wins is their number, and it's juiced to the under. So if you like under 9 wins, it's minus 120. If you like the over, it's plus 100. All right, 3 words that are going to decide the Dolphins' fate this year. Tua, and Tyreek. And I'm talking about, obviously, Tyreek Hill. Okay. Tyreek Hill comes to them from Kansas City. And if Tua wants to have a really, really good year, and I think the Dolphins really want to have a really good year, get Tyreek Hill the ball as often as you can. The guy is just a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Get him the ball. All right, that's my recommendation. Pretty simple. I looked at their schedule again before the Vegas line came out, and I had 7 wins kind of penciled in. I don't want to say gimmies, but each team I looked to say which games are they definitely going to win. I had them definitely winning 7 games. Now there were 10 others that were, you can call them toss-ups or not sure. Okay, I'm giving them 7 out of the gate. All they got to get is 2 to push, 3 to win out of those other 10. Listen, I think this is the right play. I like the over. That's right. I like over 9 wins here for the Dolphins. And again, those who tuned in last year, I was pretty high on the Dolphins. They had a really good run there where they won 6 or 7 games in a row. They didn't make the playoffs, but listen, I think they're gonna that momentum's gonna keep them going. I like Dolphin might be a sleeper this year, but I like them over the 9 wins. All right, last team in the AFC East is, where are we? Oh yeah, the New York Jets. I'm sorry, New York Jets. 5 and a hook, 5.5 wins for the Jets. Okay, under plus 145. Over is juiced to minus 175. Wow. 5.5 wins for the Jets. What do I think? Last year, at times they showed a lot of spunk, in a good way. And they showed a little bit of grit, a little bit of fight. Now, unfortunately, they came up short most of the time on the scoreboard, but they were in a bunch of the games. They did improve. I got to give them credit. They improved on both sides of the ball, both defense and offense. The question is, Zach Wilson, is he going to step up and be the man? I'm going to lean towards the yes on this. I know people think I'm crazy because it's the Jets, but I'm going to lean over. I'm going to go over 5.5 wins for the Jets this season. Yeah, okay. All right, let's move on here. Let's go to the AFC West, okay? We're going to start with the Kansas City Chiefs. Their win total is set at 10 and a hook. Okay, 10 and a hook. Now the Chiefs, they have literally won 12 games or more in the last 4 seasons. So pretty much been a juggernaut, right? So this season, though, not so fast as Lee Corso would say. I think they have a very, very tough schedule. And on top of it, their division, man, oh man, it's just getting stronger and stronger. So I think it's going to be a little harder this year to get over that 10 and a hook. So I'm actually going to play the under. I'm going to take the Chiefs. It's plus 100. I'm actually going to go under 10 and a hook wins for the Chiefs. Okay, next team up, the Broncos. Man, everybody's got their eyes on the Broncos this year. Okay, obviously because Russell Wilson made the leap from Seattle to Denver, and he's going to be their starting quarterback. Their win total is set at 10. It's minus 110 either way, over or under 10 wins. Man, Russell Wilson, if he has a bounce back season, he had some injuries last year. He maybe came back a little too soon from those injuries for Seattle, but listen, he's a gamer. I still think he's a good quarterback if he's healthy. And I think some new scenery really is gonna give them that little extra this year. So, and I actually think this year they're gonna break that 6-year playoff drought. So listen, I am going with over. That's right. I'm gonna go over 10 wins this season for the Denver Broncos. All right, Chargers. Let's see. Their win total also set at 10, and it is under is plus 120, over is juiced to minus 140. The Chargers, certainly one of the most talented teams in the NFL. They also have an MVP type candidate in their quarterback, Justin Herbert. The guy is a gunslinger, okay, and he's got some weapons. So actually, and also check him out as an MVP candidate. I think you can get some good odds on him for this season. Now, I'm leaning towards the over, the win total over 10. Now, it's going to be telling. Okay, and what I mean is the first 2 games, not exactly cupcakes, right? They're playing the Raiders at home, and then they go on the road to play Kansas City. Those are their first 2 games of the season. Those 2 games really is going to tell me where the Chargers are going. But as we sit today, I'm leaning over 10 wins for the Chargers. All right, the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders. What's their win total? 8 and a hook. Under is plus 110. and it's juiced to the over at minus 130. Now, 8.5, 8.5, right? Everyone's saying, wait a minute. Well, maybe you're not saying, but I did. The Raiders last year won 10 games, right? 10 games, and they're saying this year they're only going to win 8.5, 8.5. And remember, they picked up pretty much one of the best receivers from Green Bay in Davante Adams, right? So you got Davante Adams with Derek Carr. He likes to throw the ball. He likes to go downfield. So what happened? How did we go from 10 to 8.5? Well, again, my opinion, Josh McDaniels. He's their new head coach coming from New England Patriotville. And this is his second time as a head coach. He was at Denver for a couple of years, didn't really have much success there. I'm not sold on Josh McDaniels as a head coach. And I think the Vegas book may not be sold on him either. 8.5, right? This is a tough play. I'm going under, folks. That's right. I know what you're saying. They're going to score a lot of points, but maybe not. Okay, I'm going to go under 8.5 wins for the Raiders. All right, so let's move on to the AFC North. All right, we're going to start with the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson. Okay, excuse me. 9.5. 9.5 wins is their win total. It's juiced to the over. Minus 160. If you like over 9.5. If you like the under, it's plus 130. All right. Again, Lamar Jackson. Man, if he stays healthy, again, who's to say he shouldn't make another run at another MVP, right? Why not? He's that good. He's that exciting. Now, just think about this. Since 2018, now he took over as starter, maybe mid-season or late in the season in 2018. The games that he starts and finishes and plays, the Ravens are 37-12. When that cat is behind center and he's healthy, they win ball games. 37-12. I want you to think about that. Now, when he's not in, not so good. But man, if this guy can stay healthy, they can make a big, big run. I'm going to, again, it's hard to bet on someone's health, but I think, again, I'm going to go with he stays healthy, he plays all 17 games, and I'm going over. That's right, it's a lot of juice here, minus 160, but I think they go over 9.5 wins. All right, the Browns. Cleveland Browns. All right, win total set at 8.5. Over is plus 125. The under is juiced to minus 140. Browns, to me, their front office ownership, it's just a mess. Absolute mess. And why? Because of Deshaun Watson and that whole saga. What an absolute train wreck this has turned out to be. Again, I don't want to comment too much about Deshaun, whether he did it, allegedly didn't do it, whatever this crap is, it is a mess. And the Browns, they just seem to step in it all the time. Okay, so that would mean what? That the Browns are just going to be terrible and not so fast. I kind of think this is going to be kind of one of those circle the wagon type of seasons for the Browns. They got some talented players on that team. Now, again, they got to figure out the quarterback situation, but they will. And the rest of the team, I think, again, rally the troops. It's us versus them. I actually think the Browns, I'm going to go over the 8.5 wins this year. That's right. I know you think I'm crazy, but then again, think about last year. And maybe this is part of the play on the Raiders. The Raiders had so much chaos last year, right? They had one of their players, unfortunately, was involved in a motor vehicle accident where a woman died. They lost their head coach. I mean, the whole thing, with John Gruden, it was just an absolute dumpster fire last year. But the team rallied, and they ended up winning 10 games and going to the playoffs. Listen, it could be kind of a similar situation in Cleveland. But anyways, I'm going to go over 8.5. We'll see how that play looks at the end of the year. All right, the Bengals. Let's move on to the Bengals. Wins total set at 10. Under is juiced to minus 120. Over plus 100. Okay, what more can we say about the Bengals last year? But wow. Okay, talk about a team that exceeded just about anybody's expectation, maybe other than the people on the Cincinnati Bengals. they went to the Super Bowl, and they weren't that far away from actually winning the Super Bowl. A lot of breaks went their way last season. I still think they're a very good football team, but as far as this year goes, are they going to keep it rolling? I don't think so. I'm going to go under the 10 wins here for the Bengals. All right, the Steelers, they're going to round out the AFC North. Okay, what's their win? 7.5. I'm sorry, 7.5 wins. It's plus 100 to the over, and it's minus 120 to the under. All right, this is the post. The post Ben Roethlisberger era starts now. Okay. All right, so you got Mitch Trubisky and you got Kenny Pickett, right? Those are your quarterbacks. Obviously, Kenny Pickett was their first-round pick this year, so he's their long-term quarterback. Mitch Trubisky, short-term solution. Now, again, as of showtime, I don't know who's going to be starting opening day, but from what I'm hearing, it might be Mitch. Okay, and again, probably not a bad thing. Have Kenny watch him for a couple weeks. Maybe Mitch plays well, maybe he doesn't. But let's teach the young kid a little bit about NFL quarterbacking. What I will tell you is Mike Tomlin is a great coach. With or without Ben Roethlisberger, he's going to have his team prepared every week. Now, maybe the defense is going to have to, drive the bus for a while, but so be it. All right. But let's look at their total, 7 and a hook. Man, a lot of people think, well, no Ben, no wins. Nah, I think that 7 and a hook is a little low. I'm going to actually take the over 7.5 wins for the Steelers this season. All right, we're going to finish up now with the AFC South. All right, I'm going to start with the Indianapolis Colts. Their win total is set at 10. It's juiced to the under at minus 115. If you like the over, it's minus 105. All right, Matty Ryan, yep, Mr. Atlanta Falcon is now an Indianapolis Colt, takes over as quarterback. I don't know. Is that going to put them over the edge? Not sure. If they are going to go higher, Jonathan Taylor has to be Jonathan Taylor again. Last year he was just unstoppable, just unbelievable. Had a great season, running the ball, catching the ball. The guy is an absolute stud. Do I think that's going to get him over the edge? Matt Ryan over the 10 wins and Jonathan Taylor? No, I don't. I'm going to go under here. I'm going to go under 10 wins for Indianapolis. All right, moving on to the Jaguars. All right, Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson got the nod as head coach. Urban Meyer. Bye-bye. Man, I'm going to say dumpster fire. I got other words, but I don't want to say it because there are some maybe some underage people that tune into the show, so I don't want to curse. But man, Urban Meyer's, see ya. Anyways, all right. So now their wins total set at 6 and a hook. Wow. Under is juiced to minus 130. If you like the over, it's plus 110. Listen, quarterback Trevor Lawrence is going to be his second season. He is going to have to be Superman, in my opinion, for them to get over 6.5 wins. I don't see that happen. Again, Doug Peterson's a good coach, won a Super Bowl with Philadelphia, but I just think the Jaguars are really kind of a mess. Again, they got some talented players, but they're going to need a couple years under Doug to figure out how he coaches and how they play. So I'm going to go under 6.5 wins, 6.5 wins for the Jaguars. All right, Tennessee Titans, 9. Their wins total set at 9. Okay, under is juiced to minus 115. If you like the over, it's juiced to minus 105. Now, they've had 9 wins or more in the last 3 seasons. So, pretty consistent. Are they going to get to 9 this year? Depends on Derrick Henry, right? Man, what an absolute freight train of a running back he is. Again, if he stays healthy, 9 wins, they can do that in their sleep. So, again, I'm banking on Derrick Henry staying healthy, and I'm going to go over 9 wins here for the Tennessee Titans. All right, we're going to finish out the AFC win totals. We got the Houston Texans. Wins total set at 4 and a hook, 4.5. If you like the under, it's juiced to minus 120. If you like the over, it's plus 100. Man, bad team last year, but Again, but lots of great effort. Okay, there were games that they were in last year. Now again, when I say in, they weren't getting blown out, but there was also games that they were winning. They just couldn't close them out. Davis Mills is their quarterback. Who? Yeah, Davis Mills. Despite of that, I'm going over 4.5 wins for the Texans. That's right. So plus 100 based on the over. Okay, so there's my picks and plays for the AFC wins total. Okay, so hopefully, again, I gave you some good insight. So you can take the picks and go cash some ticks. Later this week, I'm going to break down the entire NFC wins total. So again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you go to our website. It's below me here, right? 7 and a Hook. It's on the old hat, 7andAHook.com. Go to YouTube, go to Twitter, Facebook, etc. But anyways, I hope you have a great night. And as we always say, may your bad beats be small and your big wins be monster.
Thanks again for tuning in to the 7 and a Hook podcast. Until next time, may your bad beats be small and your big wins be monster.